Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Historical Terminology. Today, we're going to talk about something that's very important and a little bit uh, farther back in history than things we've talked about previously, which is the agricultural revolution. And as you can see on the bottom there, that's what I've called it. It's when humanity decided to settle down. A little bit of a joke there. So let's talk a little bit about what this is. The agricultural revolution was when humanity began to settle in one place and cultivate their own food instead of hunting and gathering. So prior to this revolution, um, humans lived in small groups, and they would travel around and they would hunt and gather their food instead of farming it in the earth and then staying in that one spot. So the agricultural revolution is really this opportunity for humanity to pick a place to live and then to kind of maintain a homestead instead of constantly being mobile. So the foods humans first decided to grow were most likely already growing near the caves they were settled in, such as wheat, rye, and other grains. So there were these grains and grasses that were already growing in the areas they were moving between, and they realized that they could eat these things, and so why not learn how to grow them themselves so that they could have that food source constantly. So these grains were really the first agricultural products that were domesticated, other than livestock. So things like goats and sheep, stuff like that. So domesticated, like cows, yeah. So basically, wheat and other grains have been selectively bred over millennia to get to the current state of what they are like. So as you can see here, I've got a little picture here of what originally was wheat. It's called Acorn Triticum monococcum. That was the original scientific name of what it looked like around 9,000 years ago. And over time, we've gotten to this, which is what our modern grains look like. So we've been kind of over time crafting these grains that we eat to fit our needs. Here's another example of corn. So as you can see, this is what corn looked like around the time of the agricultural revolution. And over time, we were able to domesticate and breed it to get the modern corn that we're used to. And this was a process that is entirely man-made, right? We did this by selectively breeding, not by the course of nature, which is pretty cool. That's something that we as humanity have done so that we could feed ourselves more efficiently. So when and where did this happen? Well, the agricultural revolution began around 10,000 BC, and what's cool about it is that it happened across the globe at roughly the same time by numerous different groups. So it wasn't just one person or one group of people that were figuring this out. It happened in multiple places. At around the same time. As you can see on this map down here, all of the green areas are the places where this domestication of grains and the beginnings of agriculture all happened. And this was all around roughly the same time. And as you can see, it then traveled through to other places afterwards. So that's one of the really cool things about this agricultural revolution is that it occurred not just in one place, but in several places at the same time. It was pretty nifty. So, what were the big consequences of this? Well, agriculture allowed humans to live in larger groups and settle in one spot instead of constantly traveling. So, instead of moving in small groups, roughly 10 to 40 people, you can now have many, many, many families and groups of people living together in one area, and they could successfully feed themselves. The agricultural revolution also kind of predates civilization. So there weren't really cities or governments or laws or any of the trappings of modern day life before this revolution. So this is what really allows civilization to start to exist, is this the fact that we can now settle in one spot and live together in large communities. And so as agricultural techniques have improved, we could feed more people, and the human population centers that were around or in the center of these agricultural areas have been able to grow. And now we have cities that are very large, right? Like New York City has several million people in it. That's all because of this ability for us to now grow our own food. Here are some of the resources I use. We've got some excellent things like some this article from Yale Scientific, and then also Utah. The University of Utah has this absolute really awesome genetics lab, and they do great things over there. So got some stuff from there. And then once again, thank you so much for watching another historical terminology video. Please subscribe, hit the bell, be alert to when I have more stuff coming out. I try to get one of these done every week. So if you comment something that you're interested in learning about, I can absolutely make sure that I cut that and I can cover it in a video for you. So let me know, comment below, subscribe, hit the bell. See you next time. Bye.